Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In the last video we arrived on Highwind Island Shore, and as Zephie, Crocell, and Argo we are going to take care of the 4 Death Ballistas that are on the shoreline. First and foremost we're going to speak to the island guard, and by speaking to him it will finish up a quest that Bilter had given us, which was essentially just to talk to this guy when we got here. And if you talk to him again, he'll give you another quest, and this is a storyline quest, so pick it up because it's very easy to complete because it's part of the main story, and it also counts as a side quest. So this guy is basically just going to catch you up to speed as to what's going on. He's going to tell you a little bit about the ballistas, and he's going to tell you that these ballistas are different in that they have a barrier around them. They don't possess the strength to destroy them on their own, and so we need to find a way to dispel the barrier that is around the ballistas in order to destroy them and cause damage. So what I've done is I took care of all of the Northern Forces soldiers that are on the beach. Normally this place is crawling with soldiers, but I just wanted to go ahead and take care of them so that this doesn't become a very long and drawn out process. What you're going to want to do is control Argo in movement mode and go up to the Death Ballista and destroy the 3 barriers that are surrounding it. Once you destroy all 3 of the barrier generators, you can then go ahead and start attacking the ballista as you normally would, and it will take damage. If you try to attack it before you destroy the barriers, you'll only do 1 damage. The Southern Forces members will help you with the Northern Forces soldiers, and they will also help you destroy the ballistas. Ballistas have quite a considerable amount of health, but luckily for us, they're virtually useless once you get to the sides of it or to the back of it, because it can only shoot in one direction. Now for me it's a little bit hard to chain because Crocell doesn't generate any sort of fire con in this area, and I don't normally chain with Zephie that often. But if you do want to get rid of these ballistas quickly, then I would suggest chaining. But even if you don't get rid of it quickly, it really poses absolutely no threat to you once you've gotten away from the front of it, because it can throw projectiles at you. I guess it shoots cannonballs or something at you when you're in front of it, but other than that, it's not particularly damaging. Zephie had mentioned once we got here that there are several wizards and other soldiers around the ballistas, so my recommendation is to fight all of the soldiers, both on the shore and also the ones surrounding the ballistas. This just makes it easier for you to focus on each ballista, and it also provides a pretty good amount of experience for killing everything in sight. You're going to get a pretty decent amount of experience here, which will help you level up.
I'll show you the power of travel.
So here I'm going to try and chain, and you can see how much faster this thing is going to get destroyed.
I'll show you the difference in our level of power.
So it really doesn't take long,
That turned out cool.
especially if you have higher level weapons and higher level attacks. You get about 450 experience for defeating each ballista. And with all of the barricades on the shoreline and surrounding the ballistas, you can also light these on fire. By lighting them on fire, it will allow you to get closer to each ballista without having to go around. It will allow you to have a little bit more movement. And if an enemy is close enough to the barricade when you light it on fire, you can also inflict the fever status on them. But be careful because that's also true for your party, and if you don't have the necessary stuff to help protect against that, you can get that status effect on you as well. So that's just something to sort of watch out for. Other than that, I don't think I have a lot to say. Again, we're just fighting regular Northern Forces soldiers. Absolutely nothing new here. The same soldiers we've been fighting since the beginning of the game, pretty much. Northern Forces soldiers don't change much, except for that they scale up with your level. So once we've defeated all of these ones, we should have a pretty quiet little area here to destroy the remaining 2 ballistas. There are 2 of them on the shoreline, and then the other 2 are up here past the gate on the beach. You can get vertigo inflicted on you, but that can be easily remedied with lozenges, or Zephie can fix it for you if she has a rod equipped and you have bought that skill for her. And vertigo isn't as much of a damning status effect as poison or fever is. I think all it really does is just decrease your accuracy and your speed, so I think it makes you miss a lot more, but I really don't notice anything really that hard to deal with when I do have it on, so I don't really tend to worry about it. I just let it kind of go away on its own, but that's just me personally. There is a store at the start of the shoreline where we came in, where you can buy supplies if you need them, and I do believe that you can buy lozenges there, along with any sort of healing item that you think you might need for this. If you forgot to buy supplies before you came here, they do provide you with that opportunity, which is nice. Once we've destroyed these final 2 ballistas, we will be switching teams, which is kind of nice. We haven't really come to a point in this game yet where we've been forced to switch party members, but I think it's sort of nice. It provides a little bit of a challenge to you if you haven't been using all of your party members. It kind of forces you to check out all of your party members and see what they're all about. And a lot of RPGs do that. Final Fantasy comes to mind, where there are certain sections where you are forced into a certain fixed party, and it is a little bit challenging, which is nice. But that's just my opinion. If you're not prepared for it, it can be kind of a pain, especially if you really haven't been using characters at all. It can put you at a real disadvantage. Alright, so the final ballista should be easy to take care of. Just going to try and chain myself so that I'm able to destroy this thing quickly and quietly, because I think this is dragged out for a little bit too long. It's really a lot of the same thing, sort of rinsing and repeating. Nothing too terribly challenging from this team.
Thanks to the Counter-Sentinel unit, the Northern Forces' siege weapons have been completely destroyed. We will mop up the remaining Northern Forces troops. Please go on ahead to the village, Princess.
Thank you. You can take it from here. All right, let's head for the village.
Excuse me. Are you and the princess close?
Why?
Did something happen to her? I'm getting worried. She seems sort of depressed somehow.
I have no idea. Perhaps you might try asking her yourself.
Well, asking that sort of thing is difficult.
I really don't know. And it isn't my place to offer any conjecture as to Princess Rusafilda's feelings. As a man, perhaps you might consider showing some mettle and asking her outright. The princess despises people skulking about in the shadows and whispering about her.
All right, forget I asked. I get the hint.
I suggest you concentrate on performing well enough so that you aren't scolded by her.
I said forget about it. Sheesh.
Rue is so awesome! I hope I can be as cool as her someday!
That's your idea of cool?
That's enough idle chatter. We have many things to attend to. Try to bear in mind that we're in the middle of a mission. Of all the residual forces on the island, the one to worry about most is Zephie. Kill him, and the rest should take to their heels. So, make certain that Zephie doesn't get away.
Alright, we have switched teams. Rue and Judo don't seem to be getting along very well, but hopefully that's not going to interfere with our mission. These three have the task of clearing out Azurebell Forest. First thing I'm going to do is talk to the island guard, and again, this is going to complete the other quest that Bilter had given us when we spoke to him. And by talking to him, he will give us another storyline related side quest, and he's just going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here. So apparently Zephie is a giant Trewa who is extremely strong, and he's sort of a grotesque monster that the Northern Forces have on their side. Whether or not he's a sentinel, I don't really know. But either way, this is a very powerful creature that they've been having problems defeating, and that's why it's very important that we defeat him. So in order to get him to appear, we need to defeat 15 of the troops that are in the forest. This is what he looks like. So we're going to have to defeat sort of a mini-boss, which is going to prove a little bit of a challenge given that we aren't able to pick our party, but I have high hopes. And once we have finished this task, hopefully that will enable Highwind Island to finally be cleared of the Northern forces. So we're going to start Judo, Celestine, and Rue's mission in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.